Hey, what's up guys? This is London from Dip Hawaii and the Spray Source, and today we're going to be doing a little rundown of the DH Air signature Dip Hawaii airbrush. So we're going to go over basically what is included with the complete airbrush kit and kind of a starter guide as to setting it up and spraying techniques and some basic kind of airbrush instructions. So I'll go over some of that with you guys, and hopefully that helps. Alright, so first off, you're gonna get two fluid cups which are interchangeable. This is of course the bigger one, then you have your smaller one. These are real awesome because a lot of airbrushes that have the gravity fed like this, they don't unscrew. So what's good about these is you can unscrew it and clean out all that stuff really easily. They do come with these tops, which are good if you're doing stuff where you don't want to spill all your product out. If you're doing more horizontal surfaces or stuff like that. So another thing we can start off is discussing just how the makeup of the airbrush is and cleaning it, stuff like that. So we'll get into that. So fully disassembling the airbrush, I'll show you how to do that now. So basically you unscrew this back part. This is your lock nut for your needle. You unscrew that. Be careful with the tips of your needle. Don't bend or let them fall on the ground because they will mess up your airbrush spray pattern, or your airbrush might not even work. After that, you can unscrew this back part. There is a spring in there, so don't lose that. This is your trigger pieces. Take these all apart. Your front air nozzle cap. Paint will start building up in here, so it's good to keep that clean. You can unscrew this part, and then you're going to have your actual tip right here, which, where's my tool at? Sorry. Take this tool, unscrew it. Be careful not to bend or smash that tip. It's very fragile. And then you have your fluid cup. Take that out, and now your airbrush is disassembled to where you can fully clean everything. Go straight through. You get a little pipe brush and you can go all the way, scrub all that, scrub out where your trigger is also. Okay, so for general cleaning, you don't have to disassemble the whole airbrush. Like I said, usually what I do is just run some thinner or water, whatever kind of paint you're using, to clean this out, and then I usually will take that out, spray it all the way clean, and then I'll actually take the full needle out. So you unscrew that part, take this all out, and there usually will be paint on your needle, and then you can run thinner or water through there to clean out your airbrush. So that's just for general cleaning or color changes, stuff like that. You can take this front apart, take the tip off and clean all that too, but usually you don't have to go that extensive, just for quick cleaning. Okay, so your airbrush set is also going to come with a 6-foot braided hose. These are the Spray Source regulators that we are now carrying. They are not included, but I would definitely recommend to have this if you're going straight into your main air compressor, because you're going to want to dial your air pressure down way more than full blast. Usually between 15 and 30, sometimes 40 is what I use, just depending on what application or how detailed and stuff we're going. But your air hose is just going to hook directly up like this, pretty basic. It has a rubber seal on there, so it's going to seal it up tight. And then just make sure you do your fittings, and this piece will just go directly up into here. You can get a little adapter, and then this will go into your main air hose. So this is kind of a tutorial on basically how dual action this airbrush works. So we have our air regulator hooked up. When you depress the trigger, that's your air. So right now the working pressure is about 25. So when you pull this needle back, that's your how much you're letting the needle go back and how wide your spray pattern is going to be. So the reason why they call it dual action is your air, and when you pull it back, you're getting different thicknesses of your line. So more air and then paint flow. So you can dial this down, or dial it up really high, or you can get down really low. So like I said, I usually go around 30. 30 is usually good, or maybe 25, just depending on how thick your paint is. Okay, so show you guys a little bit how this works. Right now I just got some Createx water-based acrylic airbrush paint here. You can use dip. If you use dip, you need to reduce it down with either xylene or naphtha. And it's kind of there's not really a science to it, or at least when I do it, I just try to get it thinned down enough to where when you're spraying it, you spray it without any clogs or sputtering, or you can even see spider webbing sometimes where it's already drying in the air and you're getting these little spider web kind of things floating around. So xylene usually helps with that because it'll help it dry slower. So that's basically what I use. But usually water-based airbrush paint, it's already pre-thinned, so and if you use that, you're just going to want to seal it back with a clear dip before you're done with your project. So basically, like I said, when you press the air trigger, nothing's going to come out until you start pulling back. And like I said, the more you pull back, the bigger your line's going to get. So this actually, you can get a pretty fat line with the 0.3 tip. So just to show you kind of how big it can get. So basically just learning, how to control how much you want to come out, fading, stuff like that. It is a very useful tool, especially for touch-ups. You don't have to bust out a big huge thing, gun. You can just get this and kind of feather out an area. So that's also another good feature of the airbrush. I will show you guys this. When you take this off, you get a lot smaller detailed line. You want to make sure you keep this tip clean because it will start backing up with skunk. Make sure to keep that clean. So basically you can get a lot smaller lines with this, more detailed. So just play around with it. It takes a lot to get kind of used to messing with it, and then the farther you go back, more shading you can do. So it's kind of a beginner kind of video as to show you guys how this works. A lot of you guys might not mess with airbrushes too much, but they're really fun and you can do a lot of cool stuff even if you're not super artistic. Like I said, for touch-up, it's really cool. So I'll show you guys some more in a little bit.